Michigan man who shot at a black man faces 8 years for his hate crime. Anthony Mangiapane, Michigan man, has been found guilty by a Macomb County jury of one charge of ethnic intimidation, 2 additional offenses in connection to a 2022 shooting where he yelled the N-word at a black pedestrian before firing his rifle at the man. He currently faces up to 8 years, or have to serve a minimum of 2 years in prison. Now, see, as I'm giving you the details, my blood is already boiling. I just got triggered by what I just delivered to you. I'll explain. In addition to ethnic harassment, which carries a 2-year felony, the jury found Mangiapane guilty of assault with a deadly weapon, 4-year felony firearm charge for a mandatory 2-year sentence. Incident occurred July 25th, 2022 in a suburban Detroit area. The victim innocently passed by Mangiapane's Warren, Michigan shop. As the black man stood on the sidewalk, the 56-year-old raised his weapon in the doorway and shouted, "And better get moving." According to Fox 2 Detroit, shortly after he uttered that demand, he shot at 37-year-old St. Clair Shores, the resident, 3 times. Now, this is Atlanta Black Star. Gotten the details from them. Standing outside the shop, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. Victim, who was uninjured, left the scene of the gunfire, went to a nearby location, called 911 to report that he was shot at. The dispatcher who picked up the call also heard the shooting still going on in the background. Within 3 minutes, Warren police responded to the call, arriving at the 2 separate locations, meeting the victim, going to the business, where they encountered a resistant Mangiapane. You don't say. After the shooting, Mangiapane barricaded himself inside a business before later surrendering to police. Before he surrendered, police noticed and gathered rifle casings on the ground, believed to be from the reported shooting. After testing, the forensic lab concluded that the shell casing was indeed a match with the rifle with a green laser scope that belonged to Mangiapane, which was on the property. Jurors listened to the evidence against the business owner during a 3-day jury trial in Macomb County Circuit Court, Mount Clemens, before coming to a guilty verdict. They reviewed evidence discovered by the Michigan State Police bomb squad, such as an M203 grenade shell, a cache of weapons, including a German Luger pistol, other kinds of pistols, shotguns, AR-15 style rifles, high-capacity magazines. Also found on his property, now this is interesting, Nazi memorabilia, because that's just what was on the property. Yes, he's into this kind of thing. A collector. It's just about history. And a Black Star again providing the details. Here's what made me hot. Okay, Wosny. It says he faces up to 8 years. He'll have to serve a minimum of 2. I can't think of a more appropriately labeled menace to society. I'm walking down the street. Minding my own business. Oh, I wonder what's in this shot. And then boom, boom, boom. I leave the scene. You're still shooting. Okay? You've uttered the N-word. This is a menace to society. This could very well graduate to something even worse, if you could believe it. What's to say? You have all these weapons. What's to say that you don't turn into some kind of mass shooter? Minimum of 2 years? 8 years? Something doesn't add up for me. Hate crime? Am I asking for too much?
I don't look, I think if that guy gets convicted, I don't think any parole board would let him out after two years. I find that hard to believe. But again, in a country that's already just racked with way too much violence, obviously more violence than any of our peer wealthy nations. Nobody's more violent than us, particularly, gun violence. But when that violence is racial in its nature, it's even more disturbing, particularly because of the history of this country. And so, it just sucks to see this. I hope this guy gets prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and I hope the family of the victim is doing okay at this time.
Yeah, and the other thing is, so the police, it sounded like they didn't. I mean, a junior detective could have cracked this case. All the evidence is right there, and he's collecting the Nazi stuff, and he's yelling, and the 911
Sharon,
operator
come
hears
on.
it.
These
Come on,
guys are
it's
working
just
hard,
all
Sharon.
right.
They're
Scooby
working
Doo, the
hard to
gang could
figure
have
it
cracked
out.
this one in 30-minute episode with commercials. Okay, hmm? It would cracked it. But what I'm saying is, you don't behave like this out of the blue. Did anybody check his priors? Okay, or just walk the neighborhood with a bulletproof vest on and say, "Hey, does this guy always act like this? Do you believe this was the first time this person, alleged shooter, okay, who, by the way, don't forget, Wosny, barricaded when they did go talk to him, he got hot and barricaded himself inside the business. I don't believe that this is a one-off. I can smell it. Can't you smell that?
Smells like Nazis for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly what it smells like. Okay. And I want to agree with everything you say because I like you. I think we're like-minded. Mostly, you might be a little more stand-up than I am. I may be a little petty, but just a little bit. Okay, you laugh too. But I have to disagree that no parole board is going to let him out. Really?
You think so? You think he'll get out in 2 years with good
I
behavior?
think he might even cop a deal. We will want to have our crack team follow this. And he's facing 8 years. He behaved like a terrorist here. He really did. Okay. So I don't know why he's not hit with more attempted murder or something just because somebody's a bad shot. Okay.
It sounds like you don't believe in rehabilitation, Sharon.
Well, I do, except when I don't. And I don't. Mangiapane needs to get his comeuppance. Okay. And they got to get him straight before he enters society again. If he's convicted, we do want to say he's charged, not yet convicted. I maybe should have stressed that, but I see what's going on here.